Welcome back, everybody. First game, RAVE against NEWBEE, went NEWBEE's way. Pretty sure of a strain. Like, they're like, all right, we're just better than you. That's pretty much what they showcased last game. And I must say, NEWBEE supports especially did a lot alongside Mu, who destroyed mid as he should in this matchup, and Sancheng creating openings to pick off heroes left and right, like trying to split push or trying to be greedy, etc. Or even the one who were being kind of safe just because they had like very aggressive warding, giving them like total map control with the disruptor, able to catch anybody like from such a huge long distance. So RAVE tried to pull out a Meepo pick. It could have worked. AM didn't like, was not really the reason like the NEWBEE won, but it just sealed the game for them against RAVE, who didn't really have an answer to a flash farming anti-mage having like full map control against a Meepo who doesn't really have much room to farm. Same for the TA, who had a horrible lane. So a straightforward game, win lanes and then win game. That's pretty much what it was. Darkseer didn't do much. Earthshaker saved a couple games here and there, or tried to help, but only so much you can do. It was a little bit too much. Support's a little bit too passive in my opinion. They would have needed more action, like especially to gank mid and help Jayo sustain that lane. So I would hope to see them in more of a more active lineup next game, like they've been really successful with, and we'll see if that's the route they choose to go for, because we jump into the draft right now. And we've got similar bans again. They don't really deviate too much. Banning the Ember against Jayo's Ember, I guess. And RAVE always banning the Brewmaster. I don't want to have to deal with that. And again, the same Void ban, actually from NEWBEE this time, not from RAVE. So RAVE this time bans the bad rider that NEWBEE banned before, and they go again for the first pick, Tidehunter. And we'll have to see what RAVE goes for. Usually as the first pick. Oh, they go for the Naga Siren and the Jakiro. So the Jayo Naga Siren is gonna come back here. And at least this is one of their more comfortable heroes to run for Jayo. This Naga and Morphling, I'd say the big two heroes, maybe Lycan too, but he's kind of fallen off after all the nerfs he's gotten. Especially in this meta where getting a lot of towers early is not as impactful as it was before. But Jakiro, I just hope to see it as a core this time. Like RAVE, whenever they get a Jakiro support, it usually doesn't work too well for them. It's much better when it's where they give it to Chrissy and give him like the safe lane, maybe in a 1v1 matchup, and then go aggressive tri lane, or maybe they just go for dual lanes, for example. Or they could just put him the off lane if he can handle it. But Chrissy here, hopefully we're gonna see him on the Jakiro and he's gonna have a much better showing. Jakiro is a hero that does well with some early farm, creates a lot of space for the rest of the team, so you can have an offlaner like a Void that's been banned, for example, that would be able to make use of the space that this Jakiro would make later with the farm he's got on early game. But Void being out of the picture, I have to think of like what other offlaner could do that, and I don't think there's that many actually. But yeah, again, this time it's I think it's RAVE who's banning the Morphling, which is interesting. Well, I guess yeah, they're not gonna pick it for sure. So rather not give it to NEWBEE. But again, How usually plays like, it doesn't really go halfway. It's either like some carries that he plays really aggressive, or some others like just farms, like he did last game, for example. They have to see, like they're banning NEWBEE, banning Razor, banning TA, so it makes me think like they're maybe worried about I don't know, because maybe they're not expecting this Naga to be mid, which is surprising, because usually Jo always gets his Naga mid. They're worrying about the mid hero from RAVE, but it's gonna be Naga, most likely. Unless, yeah, and again, the Weaver ban. How very good in this hero, even though I don't think he's very scary against, when you have a Naga, you have a Jakiro. I don't think Weaver is the scariest thing in the role. Like, you can, especially once the Jakiro gets a Yule, it's gonna be such an easy kill for RAVE. I think he can just give it away and just deal with it. Yeah, they don't talk. Yeah, like the Lion pick again to deal the illusions. Can remove 2 of them pretty easily. So whenever Nagas goes for a split push, like it's sending 1 illusion per lane and 1 in the jungle or something like this, Lion can deal with this pretty easily. Ninja Boogie is pumped, man. What is he gonna play? Are they gonna pick him with Zeus? Is that why he's so pumped? Might be. But yeah, Ogre Magi, RAVE picks it up. It worked okay for NEWBEE last game. It was not a huge factor, but I mean, just a solid support anyway. This was the big factor of last game, and really good drawing from this fan. I wonder if she just did this like on the fly, like on during the break. If she did, like, it's pretty impressive. And you'll be taking some time to think about the next pick. They already got one of the supports, the offlaner. RAVE is gonna take that Silencer. And they need their mid here. They need something like to at least put some pressure on the. Oh, they got a Shen. Oh, that's something we haven't seen in a long time in RAVE. This time they get the Viper. Like, alright, you're not gonna get it this time, we're getting it. Viper, although it does not crush Naga, still does very well against any melee hero. But Naga can always find farm anyway, so that's the strength of the hero, especially mid on the Radiant side, where she can farm the small camps nearby, or stack them herself anyway if the supports don't have the time to do it. So probably gonna have cast on that Ogre Magi, Ogre Magi, I'm not sure exactly how I was supposed to pronounce this. That's Ogre Magi. And Moo, we still haven't seen his hero. Oh, actually, we're gonna have a glimpse of it pretty soon. And it's the Invoker for NEWBEE. Gonna be handled by Moo most likely, and could still be in safe in Invoker. So nothing is really set. I don't think How plays Invoker. No, I think he does play Invoker. So this is not out of question. Again, this is pretty flexible. The one thing is, like, yeah, they're gonna have their. I wonder if they're gonna go for the Aghanim's Shen. That would be pretty cool to see. Especially with the new, actually, the golems now that give a 50% HP aura. So you can take that with the Chen and you give your whole team 15% aura, 50% HP aura, and I'm actually really excited to see this. I hope they're gonna try to give some farm to the Chen. I'm gonna see the Silencer walking around like 15% HP boost. AM ban from RAVE. They don't want to deal with this again, especially with Invoker. There's so many heroes can make space for him. And okay, Crystal Maiden, very good pick, especially against the Chen. As you can see, at least until he gets Aghanim, she can frostbite the creeps and they're just stuck there for 10 seconds. And it's gonna help. It's gonna make a really strong support duo. It's gonna be able to be much more active than their previous support duo, where they got like Earthshaker, Jakiro. For having run it in the past with them in some of my previous teams, we ran this support duo, and it was a disaster, and it was a disaster for RAVE last game. So this Crystal Maiden, this Ogre, is extremely strong. I think they might. The PA. Well, that's a PA. They're going for a big timing. You don't want to go late with a PA against a Nagasai. I guess you could, kind of, but usually PA not exactly the strongest ultra late game hero. Maybe ultra late game it's a little bit different. Could be. when you get Abyssal, Refresher Abyssal, stuff like this. But for now we're gonna have to see how the early game is gonna pan out first, and the mid game if they can get to the ultra late game. But for now, yeah, I think I'm just really excited to see if we're gonna have some chance of getting some farm. Maybe he's gonna go for a Midas, keep the mech. We'll have to see, or maybe they're gonna go for it to big timing. RAVE getting ready. You've got a much more solid lineup this time. They're not messing around anymore. And we're gonna jump into the game pretty soon. RAVE versus NEWBEE game 2. Moo on his invoker. We got NEWBEE and Cass already moving up top with the Naga Siren, so I don't think they're expecting an aggressive try-lane. Maybe they want to aggressive try-lane, which is actually a very, very strong lane, especially with the Chen in the jungle, who cannot really help in the early levels. So they have a lot of killing potential and a lot of damage. Crystal Nova does a lot of damage. It's AoE. It's slow. Usually, like slows are better in the early levels because I mean it's usually much longer than stun, so it allows you to get much more hits in, and it's gonna allow you to get kills. And they're gonna go for the top rune. Rhea is not gonna have any of this. He's just gonna block his lane. PA gonna be mid, and I think no, yeah, PA should be mid. And the Invoker is going to go in the safe lane then. So he's going to be an Exort Invoker in the safe lane. He's going to have to deal with an offensive try-lane, maybe. I guess he kind of, they saw it, so they're going to switch around, yeah. They don't want the Invoker to have to deal with an offensive try-lane. Banana dewarding the enemy jungle. That's actually a pretty, that's like next level, man. They're like, alright, they're going aggressive tri-lane, so they probably might expect me to go to their jungle to get some farm there, so I'm gonna just be ready to deward if they actually do so. And this is really heads up play. Pretty high level, even the first few seconds of the game. You already see him like showing, they know their stuff, they know what they're doing. But who's gonna think further steps ahead? A NEWBEE here, thinking ahead. Oh, this is so annoying. It's gonna help. It's gonna be some help that how it really is gonna need against a Viper. Viper destroying most of the melee heroes. This is a Shen just casually walking to attack, zoning out. It's gonna be first blood, yeah, for J on top of anybody. He's not gonna die, he's gonna salve up. Everybody just heals up, and yeah, it's a very strong trident, so they have to be careful. Even Tidehunter is not safe. How? Getting good farm mid. It's always difficult to stop PA from farming, especially after she gets some levels. And Banana gonna check that rune, he gets a regen. It's like pretty useless. He's gonna keep it for PA. Gonna get it whenever she needs to. Ninja Boogie, level 2.5. So it's pretty good because of this first blood and I think they got some pulls too. A big camp. And Banana, they want to go. They have the cold snap, I believe, on Invoker, on Moo ready. But it's going to be tough. They're going to have to dive a lot. They're going to have to go around or at least try to push the lane back before they can commit to this. It's not an easy kill as Ice Path to just stop them. Rabbit putting a lot of pressure on Jayo, but again, Cass is full mana, he has his spells ready, but he's not gonna waste them. Meanwhile, Moo under a lot of pressure from the Jakiro, and Seems like he's gonna go down just from Chrissy alone. Solo kill with the. Oh, actually, no, okay. Ninja Boogie was helping him. That makes more sense. Meanwhile, I think you're probably gonna get a revenge kill on Jo. Can they get it? It's one hit. Is he gonna proc the no, he doesn't have his touch actually. This is he actually should have one, I feel like. It's so good on Nagasari. And Moo, does he have a Sunstrike to follow this up? Nope. Doesn't have the Evoke ready. Yeah, and mid is pretty even. How doing really well. Finding the farm, like Viper is not putting enough pressure on him. Like I feel like I'm curious to see what is Rio's skill build in this matchup. I hope I'm not gonna see max corrosive skin because again it's gonna be one of the things that make me kind of angry when I see Vipers going for these passive builds. And Sunshine is pretty dead. Yep, he is. All right, no, he's not going. He's going for a pretty good build, like 2 points in a poison attack. It's enough. 20% slow is enough, and probably gonna put the rest in Netotoxin to put a lot of pressure on How. Although still, it's a PA, very difficult to stop from farming. PA gonna probably try to rotate bottom with Sunshine. How and Sunshine coming here. Trying to get Chrissy. Pretty easy kill. He's really low HP. I don't think they even need PA for this, but he's gonna come, get the XP, get the assist. And meanwhile, putting all, they almost got Rabbit. Counter kill. Revenge kill, but didn't happen. Meanwhile, Banana level 3. Also, worth mentioning, chances the last patch can control 4 creeps instead of 3 maximum, so that can be 4 ancient creeps. Just think about that, like 4 dragons, most likely 3 dragons and 1 golem for the HP buff, which is pretty big. 15% HP on a dragon. But I don't think he's gonna be able to get the farm though. He's a position 4. Chen. Maybe he will. If it goes late, he will have it. And, I'm hoping to see that actually. RAVE though this game doing much better than the previous game. Maybe pulling out a strat that like some picks that we haven't seen in a while, like Chen. I don't remember the last time we've seen a Chen. I think last time we've seen a Chen was maybe in the qualifiers of the NSL 2 or something like this. That's the last time I saw a Shen, I think, and that was in one of our games, I think. I don't think we've seen a Shen in a broadcasted game in the KDL or in the NSL in like forever. No, actually, maybe we've seen a couple in the NSL 2 or 3. In the NSL 3, I think we've seen some. Probably the last one. Ninja Boogie. Oh, there's a big ravage on Chrissy with the Sunstrike. Easy kill. Yeah, they give it to Rabbit. Rabbit going for mech, it seems. Not gonna go for a straight blink that he got last game. So I guess they don't want the Chen to get it. He cannot really go into the fights anyway. He doesn't really want to. So on the tide is gonna be. And maybe he's gonna allow Chen to go for a Midas into an Agnims maybe. Play a little bit greedy. They're against the Naga though, so I don't know if they really wanna play greedy. I think they're gonna get the mech on the Tyrant and then siege with the Forged Spirits and the creeps from the Shen and put a lot of pressure. RAVE doesn't have the best way of slowing down. Actually, they have pretty decent wave clear with the Crystal Maiden, Jakiro, and the Ogre Magi to some extent with the Naga. With the Naga, at least these 3 heroes, Naga, Jakiro, and Crystal Maiden, can slow down the pushes quite a bit. And Banana on level 4, soon gonna have his 3rd creep, I believe, 2nd creep. I'm not sure how it scales now. I don't know if it's just the last level or if it's everything is like skating faster. But Moo under pressure. They're gonna. Oh, that's Crystal Nova for this, but they're still gonna get the kill. And oh, Jeho taking a lot of damage from this. Pia getting a bounty rune. Biggest deal. And Chrissy, are you gonna get the ice path? No, but it doesn't really matter because Ninja Boogie is here to help him. And are they gonna maybe turn on Sansheng? Ninja Boogie has no more mana, so I don't think they can commit for it. Yeah, they're just gonna put as much damage as they can. And I was like, Banana too rotating. Is he gonna get this? Oh no, he just sent back. I think that's a mistake. I don't think he meant to do this. This is not working as intended. And the rear comes here with the mech. Sunstrike doesn't get it. And Tide is gonna escape barely, and like nobody dies. Everybody comes here, joins the party, like, hey guys, and I take. You wanna have some of that, but I think that mistake on the Shendo. What the courier? What is the courier doing? What is going on, man? Banana, I think you're messing up your micro, dude. Tide keep cheating death all game long, man. This is like the third time we've seen him escape with barely any HP. 5-3. Now he's gonna be 10 minutes in. Invoker maybe going for a Midas after his phase boots. Phase boots usually not really picked up on in Exort Invoker. And Viper has a mech, so it's gonna be the tier 1 siege time for RAVE, at least with the Jakiro Viper. They have a pretty good pushing power. Can siege towers pretty easily. There's no mech on NEWBEE. They've got Ravage though. Curious to see what item build how he's gonna go for. BKB, obviously there is a Naga and there is a Viper, so BKB probably not the best item, but it's probably the only item he can go for in this game against a Crystal Maiden, a Jakiro, and a Ogre. And speaking of them, they're just gonna jump on How. There's nobody to blink to, so he's pretty dead. And it's a killing spree for Rior now. And Sansheng's trying to come from behind, like so ballsy. He's like in the middle of 4 RAVE heroes. He's gonna pay for this. These creeps are not that scary against a Viper that has mech. And Tyranitar is nowhere to be seen. Invoker nowhere to be seen either. So this is gonna be the easy 2 kills on How and Sansheng, and they might go for a tier 1 tower on top of that. Rabbit trying to get his mech or blink. He might be going for a blink and maybe go back for a mech later. He's saving gold, so might be doing what he did last game. No, this is dead Rior. Yep, Sunstrike's hit. Now this is gonna give the opportunity for NEWBEE to just push the tier 1 with the Chen army, and with the Viper dead, there's not much they can do. Like Naga not ready to fight. There's a Ravage on the Rabbit too, so there's a Hand of God ready. They don't really want to fight this. And Banana pulling up the creep wave so that they get some easy damage on the tower. Jeho with the song, and they need. There's gonna be a Ravage though. This is really dangerous to go on How. Is he gonna? No, he's not even gonna use it. He's gonna let him die. He's gonna do it now, but this is. I think it's too. No, they're not getting Jeho. Too many creeps came in, and they're gonna turn around. This Ravage was way too late, and everybody like there's gonna be 3 dead. Rabbit got sent back, so he's gonna be okay. And meantime, Invoker Mu is pushing top with his Forge Spirits, try to help with the Sunstrike, but did literally no damage on Jeho. It was Kind of unfortunate that the creeps showed up at the same time and absorbed most of the damage. Yeah, that's a tier 1. It might even go for a tier 2. There's no Ravage. So, and they're gonna get How again? No, he's gonna blink away. It should be fine. But yeah, they're gonna go for the tier 2. No reason to stop. There's no Ravage. Invoker is just not joining the fight, man. He's not joining the party. He's just fighting, farming top and speed pushing. Naga used Song, so she's not gonna join either, but they don't really need her if there's no Ravage. So I guess Mu is gonna pull back. Maybe buy UTP. Wonder he's probably gonna go for Yules, it seems. Or maybe he's just gonna be a Ring of Basilius for his. No, I think it's gonna be a Yules, I guess. He's gonna go for this one-shot Invoker. This Yules and blow the combo on the target. It's dead, and it's probably gonna kill like anybody on RAVE right now. Not maybe not the Viper because has a mech. You can barely escape, but even then, pure damage. Corrosive skin doesn't do much against it. But anyway, Jo, 2k gold on top of his boots, drums, bottle, and quitting blade, so doing pretty well. Could have his relic maybe, I'd say, by the 17-minute mark. So we could be looking at, I guess, a 20-minute radiance, which is he also has a Basilius, so it would be pretty. If you can get it by like the 20-minute mark, I think it's still pretty good, since considering he went drums before that, it would be a pretty good timing if you can get it. And they're gonna farm these Void Spirits, not summoning any new ones, so they're gonna die. And they're probably hoping to catch someone farming the jungle, but Ogre is not there. Cass was just walking back to the tier 2 mid safely. Not seeing anybody, nobody's top, nobody's mid, so they gotta be somewhere. And then I keep pushing. Like the problem, there's a Ravage though now with the dagger, I believe. Curious if Rare is going for a BKB or an Aghanims. I think Aghanims would be very good against PA here. And they're gonna get a kill on cast. Maybe, the mech comes up, they're gonna get him, but it's only Viper Rare coming to help, so they got him, they're gonna pressure the mid tier 1, but Jo's gonna get a free lasted on oh no, okay, you got it. And he's already 3k to gold, 500 goals away from his relic, so 16 minutes, yeah, pretty close to that. And wow, so much damage on Mu. You just two support, no, not really two supports, but Ninja Boogie and Chrissy picking up the Invoker pretty big there. And they have the Yules on the Chrissy, so that's probably how they set it up. He's on cooldown, so RAVE playing pretty well now. In a pretty good position. PA not having the greatest farm. She has Trez, a Bracer, and maybe I'd say 17 to 1800 golds away from her BKB. Invoker, okay, Invoker is gonna go for a Necro Book. You gotta deny mid. Oh, Invis Chrissy, easy killing the Invoker. He doesn't have anything to run away from this, especially with Rero coming in. And oh, actually, he's gonna tick though. Yeah. Quick invoke. He had this 1 point in wax to maybe get away. Oh, so okay. Shani is actually gonna be getting the mech. He's kind of close, but Rabbit is gonna move for the same build, like Blink, Force Staff into Refresher. There's a Ravage. Invoker is gonna be up, so they're probably gonna fight this, especially since Jo is nowhere near the top tier 2 from the Dire side. So. Howard trying to finish his BKB, but tough game for him. Had a tough lane, A lot of rotations on him. He died a lot. This ogre is still level 8. He's been level 8 for like 3-4 minutes now. I think that's the mech now though. Probably gonna bite soon. And Chrissy is sitting there waiting for someone to show up alone and just blow him up. Easy kill. Jo almost has his radiance. He's gonna have it before the 20-minute mark that I was talking about. This guy maybe around the 20 minutes, I guess, by the time he delivers it to himself. And they found how. I went into Chrissy, but it's still so much damage, they're probably gonna be able to finish him up. Unless he can blink on some creep. There's a creep here from the Shen to try to save him, bait him out, but no. Are they gonna catch Banana too? No, nice stomp from Centaur, stopping everybody. But then Ninja Boogie replies like, yeah, you two, you're gonna stay here, not going anywhere. Oh, that song catching everybody. Where is Chrissy though? For the follow-up, alright, this is a nice path only on Banana. That's the most important target, but Sunshine 2 is gonna fall. Jo is gonna catch him. 3 dead for NEWBEE. Titanto was not here, or at least he was not in position for his Ravage, and this is like a 3-4-0 with a Ravage up. This is pretty big, and they even use Hand of God to try to save the PA, but Hao still died, so we're gonna get a 2-2 from this pretty easily. And RAVE looking good in this game to tie the series. Radiance up in the Naga, 20-minute mark, so Viper already getting ready for the next Tier 2 push. Probably in the bottom lane, but this time there's gonna be Ravage, but I mean, they had Ravage last time too, last fight, and they didn't go so well, didn't manage to get it off before all his team died, so Jo nowadays his Radiance, he's gonna be able to farm way too fast for NEWBEE, I think. I don't think PA is not really the best hero at catching up on farm. Especially since he didn't go for a battle free or anything. He didn't have a good game, forced to go into a BKB. And then even if he tries to fight, he can just doing the BKB in at this stage of the game, how the game has been going, he's gonna get song. Everybody's gonna get song, and he's gonna get net and focused down by Viper and everybody. Gonna be a tough game for me for Hao. We are still pushing out. I went for a BKB. They didn't go for the Aghanims. It would make sense since they want to go for the late game anyway, since they have a Naga. So it's gonna make his item progression a little bit better than if he went for an Aghanims on top of the mech. It's like 2 slots for not much damage or some stats, and obviously the mech very good in the when you get it at the 10-minute mark like he did. Chrissy already gets the jump again on Rabbit. Is he gonna get him down? Force a Ravage at least, but he's probably gonna die. There's a BKB, no point in using Ravage. Does he have a buyback? No, they had the Tier 2 for 3. They just used a 10-second BKB, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was a 10-second BKB though. So a good pickup here allows him to just jump in the Titanter and just kill him or force a Ravage that he doesn't want to use. They are transitioning to Roshan. Only 1 Tier 2 remaining for NEWBEE in the mid lane. Probably gonna be the next destination. Aegis for the Viper and safety song. He's level 13, so level 2 song is not too long. And also to catch Mu, okay, that was not a safety song. But they still don't catch him. They don't have detection. They're gonna get some minions, necro minions, and forge spirits. Sunshine gonna have his blink dagger now. I think he's gonna purchase it now. Yeah, he has it. So they get a little bit more initiation to try to catch out the Naga or anybody. Doesn't matter. And already Boots of Travel and 1200 goals on Jo is gonna get his Yasha pretty soon. After this tier 2 most probably. And yeah, Viper going for a really late game oriented build. He's probably going for an MKB to deal with the PA. Naga doesn't really need this. She's gonna do her damage to the rest of the team and gonna let the Viper deal with the PA. They already have a lot of spell damage anyway when the BKB is not up, so again, pretty hard game for a PA. So much disable, forced into a BKB in a game where usually whenever you're forced into a BKB first, you're already in a bad spot. Because you're gearing up for a really bad late game where you have a 4k gold item that doesn't do much. 5-second immunity, 1 force staff just negates it. So. And now he's going back for a battle free. Very much needed against the Naga, and it's going to allow him to farm a little bit faster. Maybe they can get some ancient stacks going on. Yeah, NEWBEE again for that BKB after the Midas. Midas pretty good on very good on CM since you want your levels up. And once you get the BKB, you're such a threat in the team fights. Like the freezing field now is so strong. It's not as random, it's like more consistent, and they gotta get the jump on NEWBEE though. At least his Midas has been used. Chrissy is not gonna die, and they are gonna have a very nice song. Is gonna line up Mu and Banana, and Banana is definitely dead. And so is Mu, and they're gonna follow up. Can they catch? Yeah, they caught Sunshine too. And this is already 3 dead. Again, no Ravage because Tidehunter was not here. He was pushing bottom. And they keep getting caught without having everybody alive when they have the Ravage. And there's only a chance of winning these fights. If they don't have the Ravage, what are they going to do? They don't have anything going for them. It's already 26 minutes into the game and the Shen didn't accomplish much. What did he get? They got like all the tier 1s, but that's it. And it took a long time to get, for example, the mid tower, the tier 1 mid. So they got the Ravage, so I mean, they should feel at least confident in fighting this. There is no song. Shakira doesn't have macro pyre. They're gonna hold, but I mean, at what end? PA way too far behind. Invoker has been farming what he can, and there's already an MKB on rear, so this PA is already a non-factor. She's just got a BKB, she's trying to get a battle free, but Viper already has a MKB to deal with her, so she's not even going to be able to stand in the fights. Viper is going to do way too much damage. Well, at least you get a pick off on Chrissy. Pretty nice for them. Banana picks it up and ends his streak. NEWBEE again is off on his own. They're gonna try to get Mu along with Cast. Cast has an Invis Ruin. If he doesn't pop the Necro 3, he's not gonna see him. And they're gonna pop the freezing field for this, I think. Yeah, multicast on top of that. And they got detection this time, so no way out for Mu. I can just go for high ground now. There's a Ravage, yes, but there's no Invoker. There's no way to fight this 4v5. Like, Shen doesn't bring much to the table. Lion, alright, he brings something, but PA is not even in fighting shape right now. She needs to heal up before joining the fight. And she's not even in base yet. She's just TPing now. Rabbit is taking a ton of damage. He's gonna might even be able to force himself away. Force himself away, and he's gonna be okay. Yeah, and this Viper is being so aggressive. She has a BKB, so he's not really scared of anything. And he does so much damage. And how again, he jumps, but like, what does he even do? There's gotta be a buyback from How, but did he? I don't think he used BKB, so. Zoning Macro Fire tries to finish the tower with the Liquid Fire, and who's gonna get denied? But yeah, how bought back, and Rave, very smart, just pulls back. Like, all right, you bought back. We're just gonna get out. We don't have the BKB up on Viper now, so you wasted buyback for nothing. You can't even go back to farming. We will go back to farming and come back with our next items and get the racks this time. Whenever BKB is back up, or maybe after the Roshan. Chrissy probably going for a Hex. He's 1500 golds away from it. He's got a smoke too. They're probably gonna either use that for Roshan or try to get a pick off before they go for the high ground push another time. And yeah, this game seems pretty impossible for NEWBEE, to be honest. Like, they get Chrissy. Sunstrike is gonna barely hit, and there's a Ravage just for Chrissy. They're not even gonna kill him. Okay. Oh, they have to use their fingers too, so now Rio is just gonna chase everybody. Sunshine, does he have a blink soon? Barely. Oh my god, it was getting in the range of the Radiance. They're gonna song just for this. It's 1 minute cooldown, so he's done for. 2 kills for Rio. Okay, and they had to use a Ravage, a finger. And did they use Hand of God too? Has been used. So 3 big ultimates just to secure a kill on Chrissy. You know, it's getting pretty bad when you need to blow all these spells just to kill Jakiro. And you don't even get him for free. You still lose like 2. Could have lost 3. Yeah, Jo already Diffusal Blade on top of his Manta. Sunstrike somewhere. Probably farming some creep somewhere in the map. There's a pass from How. How is like, hey, there's a bug, my battery free. Why? I should have had it for 20 minutes. What is going on? Like 15 minutes. What's happening in this game? Yeah, he's not even. He's still a little bit far off his BKB. He's a battle free, and even then, it's not gonna make much of a difference. He's not gonna be able to fight because of the Viper and MKB. Yeah, you can just do this all day. There's slow seer. There's no Ravage, so actually, they can just go in, man. You can just go in, no problem. What are you gonna? What can they do without the Ravage from the Tyrant? Jo split pushing mid 2 with his illusions. They're gonna try to go on Reor, but the song comes up and he's gonna set up for a really. Can Chrissy get in range in time? Not really, so that's. They didn't get the Invoker though. Invoker is gonna do a lot of damage to Chrissy, but it still should fall. Maybe? Well, Banana at least is gonna fall, and the racks are gonna fall too. Banana buys back. They still don't have Ravage, they have Hand of God, but it's not gonna help them. They need the Ravage to be up. Invoker already used his spells and has to go heal up before coming back. I'm gonna try to catch Chrissy with the Sunstrike. Oh wow, well, You gotta be careful. Cass is angry. He's an ogre. You don't wanna. No. Jo, can he save him? No, he can't. But he's gonna get a revenge kill on How and big Ravage. PA still dies. Rabbit's gonna die, and it's gonna be the GG. 1-1 Rave for Rave against NEWBEE. They come back in the series, and they show them that no, you cannot just joke with us like this. You gotta play seriously. You just won the KDL, and we're gonna beat you if you're not playing, you're not taking it seriously. So we gotta be game 3 pretty soon after. I really take a moment, think about it, getting a kill like Korean Pinoys. Yeah, man, like RAVE playing well, playing strong. Much better draft than the previous game where it was too passive. They got their aggressive supports. They made a lot of stuff happen around the map, and pretty straightforward. That's how they should be playing. That's why